Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Maria Bhatti. Today we will discuss neonatal asphyxia. Neonatal asphyxia is a medical condition that occurs when a baby does not get enough oxygen during the birth process or immediately after birth. Neonatal asphyxia is a fatal emergency and it is characterized by hypoxemia, means low oxygen pressure in the blood. Hypercarbia means high pressure of carbon dioxide in the blood, and acidosis means low pH in the blood. Diagnosis of hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy. There is a difference between hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy or neonatal encephalopathy. Hypoxic means low oxygen in the tissue or in the blood. But neonatal encephalopathy is due to abnormality in the brain. So diagnosis of hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy is Apgar score of 0 to 3 for more than 5 minutes. Normal Apgar score is 15/15 and Apgar score stands for appearance, pulse, grimace, activity and respiration. Next one diagnosis is metabolic acidemia, that is pH less than 7 in umbilical artery of the neonate. And neonatal neurologic abnormality, that is seizures, abnormal electrical disturbance in the brain, and hypotonia, that means muscle tone decrease. And then multiple organ involvement may be kidney, lungs, liver, heart and intestine of the neonate. So don't confuse with the hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy or neonatal encephalopathy, because in neonatal encephalopathy there is no concern of Apgar score or acidemia. Following are the risk factors of the neonatal asphyxia. Number 1 is maternal cause. In maternal cause, amnionitis means an infection in uterus of the amniotic sac. Anemia, diabetes, pregnancy-induced hypertension, eclampsia, high blood pressure with seizures during pregnancy, and then preeclampsia, high blood pressure during pregnancy. Next, uterine crisis, in which prolonged labor, abnormal fetal presentation, antepartum hemorrhage, bleeding in genital tract before birth, and feto-maternal hemorrhage, entry of fetal blood into maternal circulation before birth, and meconium stained fluid, passage of meconium by fetus in uterus during labor. And then placental causes, placenta previa, when placenta covers the cervix, and abruptio placenta, placental insufficiency, umbilical causes, cord prolapse, cord drops into the cervix or into the vagina, and then cord entanglement, loops of cord in circles around the fetal. Then fetal causes, cephalopelvic disproportion and congenital anomalies and difficult delivery. Pathophysiology of neonatal asphyxia is when baby is hypoxic, baby try to compensate and in the result respiration rate increases. If hypoxia continue, then respiration ceases. Then infant goes into apnea, and this is called primary asphyxia. In primary asphyxia, heart rate decreases, neuromuscular tone decrease, but BP blood pressure remains normal. And then treatment is tactile stimulation. During this period, reinitiate respiration. Then again, if asphyxia continue, infant deep gasping, and in gasping heart rate decreases and bradycardia occurs and blood pressure decreases, hypotension occur, and then infant flaccid, and then secondary asphyxia occur. In secondary asphyxia, there urgent management of infant with positive pressure ventilation if infant unresponsive to stimulations. Clinical features of neonatal asphyxia are hypoxia, hypercarbia, seizures, respiratory distress syndrome, persistent pulmonary hypertension, and respiratory failure. And then in heart, hypotension, shock, cardiomyopathy, disease of heart muscles, heart failure, arrhythmias, irregular in rhythm of heartbeat, and then oliguria, less urine, polyuria, more urine, and acute tubular necrosis. And then in electrolytes, hyperglycemia, hypoglycemia, hypocalcemia, metabolic acidosis, and syndrome of inappropriate diuretic hormone. Feeding intolerance, baby will be reluctant to feed, abdominal distension, jaundice, yellowish discoloration of skin, conjunctiva and mucous membrane, and the necrotizing enterocolitis is a serious gastrointestinal disease common in premature babies. And then investigations of neonatal asphyxia are CBC, complete blood count, arterial blood gases, a liver function test in which AST, ALT, and serum bilirubin, and coagulation profile mean PT-APT, and serum electrolytes, serum glucose, serum calcium, serum magnesium, serum urea, creatinine, and serum lactate. And then septic profile for neonatal asphyxia diagnosis, and then case specific investigations which are must for the diagnosis of neonatal asphyxia, that is chest x-ray, abdominal x-ray, ECG, echocardiography, and EEG, and cranial ultrasound, and MRI of brain. Following are the important investigations for the diagnosis of neonatal asphyxia. Then monitor for complications in the asphyxia, and that is intake output chart, and urine check for the blood and protein and specific gravity. These all for the renal injury, and then stool for the blood, and serial BSR to check the hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia, and monitor the serum electrolytes of the neonate for prevention of complication. Management of neonatal asphyxia depends on system-wise respiratory failure, hypotension and shock, intake output, hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, thermoregulation, metabolic acidosis, sears, hypocalcemia, hyponatremia, hypernatremia, hypocalcemia, and hyperkalemia, renal failure, and coagulopathy, and necrotizing enterocolitis. All these treatment depend on system wise treatment or urgent required treatment. And for neonatal asphyxia there are empirical antibiotics, and in empirical antibiotics, following the antibiotics required for the treatment of neonatal asphyxia. So first line of antibiotics are amikacin and coamexicolov, and second line of antibiotics, number 1 ciprofloxacin, and then piperacillin with tazobactam, and aminoglycoside in which amikacin and tobramycin added. And third line antibiotics are vancomycin plus imipenem, and linezolid plus meropenem. So these are the antibiotics which alternatively used for the neonatal asphyxia. If you learned something from this video, like my video, subscribe my channel and share this video. Thank you.